Hey Joe, Andy Santor, Mill Creek Golf Course, Youngstown, Ohio. Thanks for coming today. Going to take a look at actually 4 videos here, but these 2 that we're looking at are 2 videos taken face on, one hitting the wedge, one hitting the 7-iron. Then we're going to start with a video on the left of you hitting the wedge. Now, you said you played pretty good the other day, drove the ball good off the tee, had several wedges into the green, and your distance control was not good on them. You left many of them short and talked about, the reason for doing that. You get a little underneath, a little shallow coming into the ball. On those wedges, the ball rides up the face. We want to compress the ball a little bit better, get a little bit steeper coming into your angle of attack, and I think that'll get you to compress the ball better, and it'll get the ball to drive a little bit better instead of riding up the face. So you're looking at the video here on the left, you'll see one thing I did with your setup that I think helped you. I'm going to draw a line from your nose to the ground. Okay, you can see there it's behind the ball a little bit. And then we're going to go to where we actually went to when you hit the ball, trying to get to that point. Okay, there we go when we... Okay, which is better. There, which is better, which is where I want you a little bit. But you'll see here in your takeaway, there might be a slight lateral motion. So, I really talked, I'm going to take these lines out of here, really talked about, now you can kind of see, your vision of the ball is kind of going to be centered in this area, and that is kind of what you're doing. Here you go, get a little bit shallow coming into the ball. You can see where those arms chase out a little bit. There's a little bit, it looks a little bit better going through the ball than it did last week, but those arms are going out. What we really need to do, okay, now we're going to go to the video on the right. This is with the 7-iron. Okay, you can see there, there's that, okay, you're a little underneath, you're a little shallow. So we really kind of want you looking, feel like you're looking at the ball more from that angle or that side. And the more we did that, the better you were able to drive the ball, the better you were able to compress it, the more it brought your flight down, and the distance with both clubs improved by about 10 yards. So and in your case, that's going to be a big thing. So really keep working on, just maybe a way changing your perception of attack going into the ball. Like I said, get you looking at it from a little bit different angle. Now we're going to look at the videos taken down the line. Compare these as well. One's once again with a 7-iron, the other is with the wedge. We'll start with the wedge. Okay, this is when we change your setup a little bit. Okay, we're going to draw a line here. Okay, looks a little bit better. Once again, going to comment on your posture. Need a little bit more forward flexion. We'll work on this a little bit more. Work on your setup and work on getting you a little bit more forward flexion on Saturday. You can come into the ball. There you go. You're losing your posture a little bit, and you're losing your forward flexion. Although it's better than it was. So I'm going to keep, and you can see there when you do that, those arms are going to go out. We'll stop it there. We're going to go to this video here on the left of you hitting a 7-iron. Okay, you do a lot of good things. You take your backswing is very good. Club works right up the shaft plane. Everything looks good there. But once again, your posture, your pelvis is tucked a little bit underneath your chest still. Okay, there we come down. There we're going down the line. Once again, losing our forward flexion there a little bit, and then our arms are going to chase out a little bit too much, more than we want them to. Although, once again, better than it was a week ago. So, got to keep working on these things. You know, these are kind of small changes, not very difficult changes to work on, which is one good thing. But you know, we'll talk a little bit more about, you know, really you need to get a little bit more hip mobility and get some stronger glute muscles. So, thanks again for coming today. We'll see you Saturday.